There have been so many iconic impressions and impersonations throughout Saturday Night Live's history that it's hard to pick the best of the best. But there are definitely a few that stand out.
I'll take Catch the Seaman for 800.
Welcome to The Rewind. In this video, we'll be counting down the top 10 SNL impressions of all time. Number 10. Will Ferrell as James Lipton.
It is delightful. What was it like?
Will Ferrell's portrayal of James Lipton, the host of Inside the Actor's Studio, is what memorable sketches are made of. Ferrell overpronouncing every sentence is enough to bring the house down. Add his maniacal laugh. One of the greatest impressions ever. Ferrell also went a step further and asked his interviewees a plethora of insane questions, which Lipton was notoriously known for. Lipton apparently had no issues with Ferrell's impersonation, going so far as to say that he's extremely grateful for Will Ferrell's impersonation.
Match game was absolutely scrum-trillescent.
Number 9. Jay Pharoah as Barack Obama.
How about I start here? The military? Gone. That's right.
Take your pick of Jay Pharoah's best impressions, all worthy of a mention. Pharoah has done an eerie impression of everyone, from Will Smith, Kevin Hart, Kanye West, and Jay-Z to none other than arguably his best impression, Barack Obama. Obama doesn't exactly make it easy for comedians to parody him with his usual no-nonsense demeanor, but Pharoah handled the role with grace and sass. He even predicted Obama's attitude towards a re-election. Pharoah got to perform his impersonation in front of the president, who admitted that it was pretty good.
So I did Obama for Obama, and I looked at him, and I was like, what do you think? He was like, well, you did pretty good. Amazing.
Number 8. Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump.
I mean, I'm not gay, but I cannot wait to give it to that man for 4 years.
Who could forget the uncanny resemblance between Alec Baldwin and the former president Donald Trump? Somehow, Baldwin found the perfect way to nail Trump's unique demeanor as he donned that coiffed wig, a scowl, an unforgettably puckered mouth, and of course, his splayed hands and confusing slogans. Baldwin took on the role just before the 2016 election and was often featured as the cold open for the show. Accompanied by Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton, comedy gold.
And when she stops talking, her mouth looks like a tiny little butthole.
Number 7. Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer.
When I say Rocky Start, I mean it in the sense of Rocky the movie because I came out here to punch you.
Few people can pull off Sean Spicer making out with Donald Trump as well as Melissa McCarthy can.
Wait, is this like The Godfather when you kiss me and no one ever sees me again?
Yes.
Regarded as one of Saturday Night Live's most iconic moments, we have actress Melissa McCarthy donning a balding cap and playing a manic Sean Spicer, an impression that won her an Emmy. Across numerous press conferences and hilarious interactions, the one that stands out the most is McCarthy's parody of Spicer hiding in the bushes, spraying a journalist with a fire extinguisher, and riding a podium to Trump Tower to proceed to make out with Alec Baldwin's Donald Trump. Classic. Number 6. Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery.
69 is how I scored with your mother last night.
Daryl Hammond is considered to be one of the greatest impressionists in SNL history, having done over 30 impressions. A few notable mentions include Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Al Gore, and Dick Cheney. His most popular impression is probably his hilarious twist on Sean Connery, specifically in Celebrity Jeopardy.
It's not Catch the Seaman. Is that what the mustache is for, Trebek?
Playing off of Will Ferrell doing his own impression of Alec Trebek, Hammond depicted Connery as insulting, foul-mouthed, and very aggressive towards Trebek. Hammond himself has even said that his impression of Connery is the single most successful thing he's ever done as a performer.
Let's see what my friend Sean wagered.
Number 5. Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton.
Hillary's a granny with a twinkle in her eye. Hillary's a granny and she makes an apple pie. First female president, me, 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 me.
Kate McKinnon has starred in countless unforgettable sketches, many of which included some spot-on impressions. But perhaps none are as memorable as her impression of Hillary Clinton. McKinnon captured the mannerisms and personality of Clinton, often poking fun at how far Clinton would go to win the election and what would happen if and when she didn't become president. Clinton was a good sport and even appeared alongside McKinnon in one sketch as Val the bartender. Number 4. Norm Macdonald as David Letterman.
Hey, enjoying your shrimp? Hey, enjoying it?
Is there such thing as a perfect impression? Norm Macdonald had a reign over SNL for 5 years. Hosting the Weekend Update segment was usually Macdonald at his best. Impressions, not so much. However, mocking David Letterman seemed to be his calling. The calm late-night talk show host seemed almost impossible to nail, but Macdonald's dialogue and banter will have you doing a double take.
Hey, you know who I bet really enjoyed the shrimp? Chong.
In 2017, Macdonald invited Letterman onto his YouTube series for an hour-long interview.
His tone changes. It's not like the pork chop anymore. Some kind of sexual undertones going on. He's like, you like this?
Number 3. Larry David as Bernie Sanders.
It's a revolution, Jane. Millions of people. If we have a good turnout, we can win Iowa.
Given that Larry David and Bernie Sanders are apparently distant cousins, it makes sense that David is able to do a pretty spot-on impression of the senator from Vermont. David's got the looks and nails the accent and over-the-top hand gestures, but where he takes some creative liberty is in Bernie's actual concerns and political views. David's version of Sanders is more concerned with getting the TV remote to work than addressing climate change, which honestly makes the impression that much funnier.
Take the doors.
Number 2. Dana Carvey as George H.W. Bush. Dana Carvey has nailed hilarious impressions of everyone from George Bush to Johnny Carson to Ross Perot. His impression of then-President Bush is often hailed as his best SNL impression.
But as Commander-in-Chief, I am ever cognizant of my authority to launch a full-scale orgy of death there on the desert sand.
Though the president was not known for his personality, Carvey transformed him using meaningless hand gestures and made-up catchphrases. Carvey's impression was so iconic that President Bush did an impression of Carvey's impersonation at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Number 1. Tina Fey as Sarah Palin.
You've got Alaska here, and this right here is water, and then that's up there's Russia.
The gold standard when it comes to impersonations. Although former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin has long been out of the public eye, Tina Fey's unnerving impression of the Alaskan governor remains timeless. Fey took on the role during the 2008 election campaign. The fact that Tina Fey looks like she could be Sarah Palin's sister alone could have made for an iconic sketch. But the way that Fey nailed Palin's accent, demeanor, and admittedly a bit of her crazy, uncanny. The audience was out of their seats laughing the day Palin herself appeared alongside Fey in a sketch.
The real one?
Bye!
What do you think of our list? Did your favorites make the cut? Give this video a like and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Check out these other videos from The Rewind, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss another video again.